Hey guys, it's me again. Just doing a quick another video of something else I wanted to show you. I'll be playing through a Fender American Light Ash Telly, natural finish. It's got the thick lacquer coat on it, you can see. It's a pretty guitar. It's a cool wood grain. Looks kind of like my Chapman ML1 Hot Rod, but this one has got a big coat of plastic on it, basically. Nice guitar though, all joking aside. Pretty. It's pretty. Nice little Z serial number there. Anyway, this is bone stock, except I put some strap lock buttons on it. Everything else is stock. Pickups, all the guts, everything. What I want to show you is this little thing right here. This is my new concoction. It's a Mojo Tone 212 high power tweed box that I purchased from mojotone.com. And I put some Celestion, I think they're G12Hs. They're the 70th edition, limited edition, 70th anniversary Celestions. They're basically 30-watt greenbacks, from what I understand. Very nice speakers. But what's the head in there? Well, you can see this thing's little brother sitting right next to it. And for those of you that know me or know this stuff, that's a Peavey Classic 20. It's a 15-watt tube amp that Peavey created or made, I guess, in the early mid-90s-ish. It's 15 watts. It's a single-channel amp. It's got a master volume as well as a 3-band EQ and then a volume knob. Kind of control your gain. Not a lot of clean headroom, and it gets probably as dirty as like an AC/DC, Led Zeppelin-y, Deep Purple-y, somewhere in that kind of range. Very classic rock kind of sounding, tweedy is what you would expect. The downside of this amp is its 10-inch crappy speaker. No offense to Peavey, but it's just it's kind of a no-name. I don't know if it's a Blue Marvel or it's a Sheffield. I don't really know what it is, but it's not marked. It's a little 16-ohm 10-inch speaker. So I was on some forums and I saw that somebody had actually done this with the Classic 20. So I had a spare one in my amp inventory. And decided to change the head. And boy, I am very, very happy with the results. Number one, for those of you that have Peavey Classic 20s, you probably know they get pretty hot when you play them. You know, I read something somewhere that someone said that my brother had one or a friend of a friend had one, you know, those kind of stories. And he played it so long that it actually caught on fire. Well, I don't know if I believe that, but I suppose anything's possible. But I'll tell you what, I have played these things for, you know, band practice or, you know, an open mic kind of thing for a few hours, and they get really, really hot. The amp head chassis is tied up to the sides of the box, so it can't breathe in there. Well, the chassis of the amp stops at about here and stops at about here. So there's a lot of open space on the back, and I'll show you the back of this thing in a little bit. But I'll tell you what, playing this thing, it breathes a lot better, and it doesn't get hot at all. And pushing, you know, 212s, much better quality speaker through this nice box. It sounds really, really good. It's a fun little bluesy amp, classic rock amp, and I really enjoy it. And I know that some people have been looking forward to seeing this video. Some folks that I chat with on the forum, so I figured I'd put this out. Anyway, take a listen to some sound clips here. And I have the mid-boost disengage, or the boost disengage. I don't really like the boost on this amp. It just makes it sound too honky, and I'm not digging that. I've got the bass at about 10, number 10, which is at about 3 o'clock, I suppose, on the clock. I've got the middle at the number 7, which is about 1 o'clock. And I've got the treble at about 5, just because I'm playing with this Telly and it's a really bright guitar. And then the volume is just between 7 and 8, and the volume is at about high noon, so it's going to break up pretty decent, and the master volume is between 8 and 9. Good news is, hey, this is a 15-watt amp. You can jam it. It gets definitely loud enough. I don't know if it's going to play with keep up with a super loud drummer and bass player. Definitely if it was mic'd it would, but I haven't taken this to band practice because I don't know that it would keep up with the rest of the folks. But anyway, take a listen. Telecaster on bridge. Yes, we're doing a password. Hold on, people. I'm making a video, Jackson, so say hi to everybody out in YouTube. Say hi, YouTube.
That's you.
That's YouTube. Say hi to them.
Hi, YouTube.
All right, now scram. Scram, you. Come on, let me finish up. Go. Okay. This might be blasphemy playing AC/DC on a tweet amp through a Telecaster, but hey, whatever. It just gives you an idea of some tones that this thing is able to achieve. So let me go ahead and decrease some bass. Definitely has kind of a bassman-y kind of sound, in my opinion. We cut a little bit of mids out. Bump the treble up just past high noon. Bass is at about noon. Actually, let's move everything to noon. Every control, master, treble, middle, bass, and the volume is all at high noon. Just to give you an idea of what kind of middle of the road kind of sound. Cleans up a little bit. Making fun of me. But that's okay. She loves me. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. So this thing pushes a ton more air. It's got a heck of a lot better quality speakers, in my opinion. I think most people would probably agree with that. I know, you know, music is all personal preference, but this thing is the shit. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the video. Let me give you a little quick shot inside the back of this thing, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Hold on, let me unplug it. I don't want to yank any cords out of whack. I guess you can't zoom in and out with this mode, so I'm just going to scoot the camera up. And let you see inside this bad boy. So there's, you can see the amp chassis is only this wide, so it breathes very well. It still has its headphone jack and external speaker jack exposed. Not that I'd want to bypass these two speakers, they're really nice. These are the G12H 30 watt Vintage Series, 70th Anniversary Special Edition, Celestians, blah blah blah, big mouthful. It's got groove tubes in it, and it sounds pretty good. So anyway, for those of you that are contemplating doing this with your Classic 20, I kept the carcass because I know that the Classic 20 has somewhat of a cult following, and you know, someday maybe I'll put it back together, who knows. But I have another one right there that's fully intact, that actually sounds decent, but, you know, decent being a relative term because that speaker kind of is, you know, not the best. Anyway, hey, thanks again for watching. Rock on, and I'll be in touch soon. Comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks, guys. See ya.